I want to hop in real quick, and I just want to say one thing.
Owners
Why do you
just
think
buy
so
whatever
many
the hell they
people
want.
buy the G-Wagon?
Hold
I
on.
keep
Alright,
hearing statistics. If you look at the numbers, what numbers?
First of all, I find that slightly hard to believe. Owners
Why do you
just
think
buy
so
whatever
many
the hell they
people
want.
buy the G-Wagon? It's because it's over a certain gross weight, which leads it to be more write-offable than other vehicles. So it's costing you less money to have that vehicle. It became a status symbol
yes
that's
and no.
used as a tax write-off.
I would say it did not become a status symbol because of its use as a tax write-off.
No,
I
it was
think that
already a
is-
status symbol, but it created...
Yeah, exactly. I think
it had...
and to say that people buy the G-Wagon because it's a tax write-off, I know. People buy the G-Wagon because it's a status symbol. People buy SUVs and trucks in this country because, especially in this country, because that's all there is. It's really difficult to buy a sedan anymore. And the thing is, the weight aspect of it does not come in from the small business, tax write-off aspect. It comes in from the manufacturer's aspect of, it is cheaper for me to manufacture a truck or an SUV because it's so much heavier. I actually don't have to abide by as many regulations because it's regulated differently at the manufacturing as opposed to the consuming aspect of it. I mean, otherwise, I think people would buy cars and stuff. They would just buy what they need.
I think I'd still buy an SUV, even if I was just living by myself, because it's just versatile.
I mean, yeah, but it's unnecessary. It's very heavy, and I think we incentivize SUVs improperly.
I mean, that's what the market is moving towards anyway. I mean,
The market
I
is
mean,
moved because
Ford
of
got
the
out of
regulation.
the Ford
Yeah,
got out of the
because
sedan.
of the regulations. Because it's cheaper for Ford. Ford can make more profit and make more money by building trucks.
But if the demand wasn't there for sedans, they wouldn't stop making the sedans.
Yes, they
That's the whole
would.
point.
Because
So
it makes them more money.
If the demand is there for the vehicle, they're just going to stop making it.
Yeah, because
Well,
they can make
I
more
think
money on a
the
different
way the
vehicle.
market is sculpted would change,
it's called
right?
an illusion of choice. There's an illusion of choice. You don't actually get to choose, if you want a sedan, tough shit. Like, you're not the one building the car. Another guy builds the car. You can't control what he builds. And he says, I'm going to make more money. He's just going to brainwash you into thinking you want an SUV. He's
And
going
I
to say,
think,
no, you're better off with an SUV because it's safer and,
No.
I think you would see the real quick. I
First
think
of
you
all-
would see the market change a bit too, in the sense that maybe if you have 3 manufacturers and 2 stop making sedans, but one will continue because they see that the demand's there and they can capitalize on that niche, but the other 2 will still benefit from getting rid of their sedan lines. You see what I'm saying?
I can see what you're saying, but the market has just been shifting towards SUVs anyway because they provide more value for your dollar.
No, they provide more profit. I mean, if you look at statistics, I mean,
Okay, they provide more
biggest-
profit. Okay, but all right. So here's my thing, right? Here's my thing.
Can I want to hop in real quick, and I just want to say one thing. My personal theory as to why people buy so many SUVs and trucks and stuff like that now, I think it has more to do with how bad of drivers people are, and people like being high up and being in a big vehicle. So if there's a crash, less likely to get injured, or if they hit someone else, it's not their problem so much.
yeah,
That's my
definitely a
personal
big thing.
theory.
There's the mutually assured destruction, not mutually, but the
Right.
kind of the nuclear arms.
Well, it's game
race of
theory,
vehicles.
right?
Yeah.
It's like if
I
we're
have
both
to
in
have
the
the-
same
I have
size
to have the-
vehicle, or if one of us
if I
has
have
a
the
bigger
bigger
one.
vehicle, I win.
Exactly.
Yeah, which makes it safer in that sense. However, SUVs are way more likely to do rollovers, and they're actually more likely to kill. Because most accidents are actually just single vehicle accidents, and SUVs are more likely to just kill you in a single vehicle accident.
Yeah. I'll
They're
tell you guys
actually way more, and they're way more unforgiving for bad drivers. The idea of I like being high up, well, that puts you at a higher center of gravity, and now you're just now it's you're screwed
That's
because you're
true.
a bad driver in an SUV, or you're just gonna flip yourself over.
And I'll tell you guys a quick story. A real quick one. when I was probably about 17 or 18 years old, I was driving with a friend to go to Friday Night Magic, and I was getting up on the highway, and the speed limit was like 65 miles an hour, something like that. And I'm speeding up. It's a little after rush hour, so probably about 7 p.m. It's getting dark out, and I see my entrance point, so I start making it up there. I don't have a lot of space to wait anyways, so it's not like there was much of an opportunity to not go either way. And I get up there, and I'm good, and I make it about 100 yards. And then out of nowhere, in between the lanes, there's someone right to my left, right? But in between the lanes, an F-350 comes in. And he starts, and he goes right through, and he ends up just sideswiping me. And his wheels were as big as my car. I was driving a Honda Accord sedan at the time, like a really old one. And it just took out my driver's side, and I could have been seriously injured. And it did nothing to his car. I don't think he needed the F-350. So, and I doubt he needed an F-350 for his work. So
yeah,
that
nobody
colors my
needs,
perspective of
if
it.
you look at the statistics of vehicle
Statistics.
ownership.
Pull out the statistics. All right.
All right, let's fucking.
Let's do it. Hold
I
on.
keep hearing statistics. If you look at the numbers, what numbers?
I'm pulling it
What
up.
do you want me to look up?
Because Not Just Bikes literally did a video on this like 3 days ago. So
I
I'm just
see
gonna pull up-
the motive here.
I'm just gonna pull up his propaganda and his numbers.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he doesn't actually put a graphic on the screen.
Well, tell
He
me what
just
to look
talks
up. I'll
about
find the graph for you.
it. It'd probably be something like shit, because he makes a cogent. Oh, here we are.
Crashes by vehicle type, something like that.
No, it was like percent of farmers or something like that. Well, actually, look up percent of like
What are the variables?
type of vehicle sold, and then like do like 1950. Ah, here we are. Here I found it.
Okay. If you put a link in the Discord too, I can pop it up.
I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find the actual fucking thing.
Over time.
Anyways,
So, like,
what I was
percent
gonna
of
say
types
about
of
the
vehicles
SUV.
sold over time. U.S.
Yeah.
car market by vehicle type. Let's see.
Okay, yeah. Light
Oh, this
truck
is just over
and
a year.
car. So in 2010, it's a 60-40 split between light trucks and SUVs and cars. And in 2021, it's it's 80% trucks. So you're gonna tell me from in 11 years, people need trucks that much more? They need trucks 20% more?
We're
Not
becoming
even
a very
20%.
rural country very fast.
Yeah, very hauling country. You need to haul a lot of shit. And that's just 10 years. I mean, if you look at it even a longer period of time, Not Just Bikes puts out a very his point of his article is that the vehicle that you need is not an SUV. The SUVs are pointless. The vehicle that you need is a station wagon.
All right.
And that in any other part of the world, well, I mean, basically by his parts of the world, it's United States and Europe.
Like Europe, yeah.
Yeah. They use station wagons for all the stuff that we use SUVs. So you need a family car, it's a station wagon. Because the station wagon will actually, he says that station wagons have more usable area than SUVs. First of all, I find that slightly hard to believe, but at the same time, I don't, because SUVs do have very weird cargo compartments, and they have higher floors, which actually take up more room than a station wagon. And so, I mean, ultimately, you just need a station wagon if you're just a family or a sedan.
Yeah, I mean, I drive a hatchback. I love hatchbacks. I think they're fantastic cars, super versatile. And I would rather drive one over an SUV any day of the week.
Look at in the 1970s, during the gas crisis of the 1970s, we actually made some changes. We actually tried to make more fuel-efficient vehicles. SUVs dropped significantly. Truck sales dropped significantly. People are trying to get more fuel-efficient vehicles. Ford and the major manufacturers, the big three, were already like, no, we're going to only sell trucks and SUVs now. And if you want a small sedan or a small car, you're going to have to buy a Japanese car. And
Well,
so
even
it kind of...
the Japanese brands are shifting away from sedans. I think Mitsubishi switched over maybe like 5 years ago. They stopped doing their some of their flagship cars. I forget what it was
That is
called.
Incorrect. That is very
No,
much
I'm pretty.
incorrect.
No, they switched. Well, they have crossovers.
Well, what do you call their flagship car? I mean,
I'm
they did
forgetting the
stop
name of
selling
it.
the Evo. They
The
stopped
Evo,
selling
yeah.
the Lancer, but they still sell the cheapest production car you can buy in America, the
What is that?
Mitsubishi Mirage.
Oh my god, dude. Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's not a sedan.
Yeah, it's a hatchback. It's a compact. It's a subcompact.
I don't even know if I'd call it a hatchback.
It's literally a hatchback. It has a hatchback. Well, you can buy a sedan. There is a sedan version that costs a couple $1,000s more,
So
a couple $100 more.
All right. So
But it
here's
is a
my thing.
subcompact.
All right, so I want to
Yeah.
talk about this. So let's say a normal everyday car, like let's say a Toyota Camry, normal car, right? Nothing flashy, nothing crazy. It's a sedan, 4-door car. Get whatever you need done, and by Bobby's standards, it should be the car everyone gets and needs. You don't need anything more than a Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
I mean, it has 5 seats, trunk space, great, cool.
The back seats fold down. Yep.
Why would I get a Toyota Camry? So the starting MSRP for a Toyota Camry is $26,220. Mile per gallon, 28.39. Why would I buy a base model Camry when I could buy a base model RAV4 for $27,975?
Well,
And its
how
mileage
much
is
more are you paying for gas?
27.35. So, like I said, the mileage for the Toyota Camry is 28.39.
Uh-huh.
The RAV4's mileage is 27.35.
So again, this is kind of what not just Bikes' point is that that's regulation. The regulations make it such that it is very cheap for auto manufacturers to build SUVs and light trucks in this country as opposed to sedans because they are regulated differently. An SUV does not have the same regulations, does not need to abide by the same safety regulations or fuel mileage regulations or otherwise as a sedan. So it is cheaper for them to build SUVs and they can make more profits. The other thing that manufacturers will do is they will literally create that pricing structure so that you are playing directly into Toyota's hands right now. You are doing exactly what Toyota wants you to do, which
But
is to say
I'm still
No,
getting more for my dollar, though.
no, you are doing exactly what Toyota wants you to do, which is to say, I can buy the Camry for $26,000, or I can spend a little bit more money and get a lot more car. And that's exactly what Toyota wants you to do. They overprice the Camry so that they can say, look, the Camry costs this much, but for a little bit more, you can actually get a whole RAV4. Wouldn't you much rather have a RAV4? It's only $1,000 more. So
Well,
they're actually they're playing you, Shaw. You've just lost to the man there. Instead of being this alpha male, omega male, Chad, you're being a little consumer. But you're being a consumer bitch boy. You're being a little bitch boy by saying, you know what, Toyota, you're right. Why would I buy the Camry?
Explain to me how I lost when I'm getting more for my dollar.
Because
Wait, hold on. Can I say?
Because so the company
telling
makes a little bit
Toyota-
more money, the company makes a couple more dollars, and I'm
Yeah, but
happier with the
they're
bigger car?
presenting you with that choice specifically like that for a reason. I was listening to something the other day, and it was about like the major game developers, right? Or the major console developers. So you have Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. Microsoft actually operates everything for profit. What I believe Microsoft does, however, is they sell their consoles at a discount. So whenever you buy a console, they're losing money. But they're doing that in an attempt to try and subsidize, well, they're subsidizing the console, but they're doing that hoping that you'll come back for enough games to make that up plus some. So trying to encourage you to pick their console instead of, say, Sony or Nintendo, and that you're going to spend way more money on video games. So I wouldn't be surprised if Toyota is deploying a similar tactic here, where they're subsidizing the cost of the car in hopes that they can shift production over as more people.
Well, no, I think they're putting
Or,
the pricing
yeah, it could be the
structure so that
opposite.
they can make you. It's an illusion of choice. They literally you've lost. Like Toyota has you right in their palm of their hand, and you're saying, well, what's wrong with that? Well, that means you're a little bitch. It means you're a little bitch to Toyota then.
Explain to me, right, why it would make more sense to buy the car.
because you don't need to spend the extra $1,000, first of all, and second of all, then you know what? Maybe the 2023 Toyota Camry isn't the Toyota Camry. I mean, I often say that the best car ever made was the 1997 Toyota Camry. All right, that generation of Camry was amazing.
I mean, there were jokes about it 10 years ago being like impervious, and here we are today.
And they're still impervious. They're still around today. And I mean, they're not even cheap. I'll say this: Toyota Camrys, even 97 Camrys, still go for several $1,000s. They go for like $2,500 because they are with hundreds of thousands of miles on them, because you are expected to drive them for like 300,000 miles. So even then, it's like, what's the best car for your buck? I don't even know if a Camry really is anymore. I think the secret's out on Camrys, and I think at this point, I think they're a great car, but I think there are other cars. I think a Mitsubishi Mirage, you know, my girlfriend's got one. She's got a new Mirage, and let me tell you this. The base level Mirage, the very base level, the cheapest car you can buy in America, trash, absolute god awful car. But if you're willing to spend a little bit more money on a couple of extras, it makes the car unbelievably bearable. So the extras, I would say, are...
If you're willing to spend just a couple more dollars, you get the RAV4 instead of the... You're playing into their system, dude. You're playing into it. You're buying the cheapest car, but it's not even the cheapest car anymore because you have to put money into it to make it bearable.
I'm not saying, buy a completely different car, because for a couple thousand extra, I'm saying you spend a couple $100 more and you get the Android Auto / Apple CarPlay. There's like the one tier up Mirage, which has like the it has the push button ignition, Android Auto and / Apple CarPlay, like that thing. That alone, perfect car. Because it's a small car, it gets like 50 miles to the gallon, and it's you got your Android Auto, it's all you need. You can haul a bunch of stuff in it. You drop it. It's got a hatchback, so you can
Maybe we're seeing different here. Maybe you've never had to haul more than 4 people in a car in your life. Maybe
I've had to haul a bunch of stuff. I've moved a couple of times.
But
you think people are
that's
stuff?
The point.
Is that what you're saying? People are just things to you?
Yeah. I put my people in cages.
The point comes down to, right, for me, as in my life where I am right now, an SUV still works out better for me than a car. And to point Travis's perspective here, how I drive and where I have to drive, being in an SUV does help me see along the load farther to see what's going on. Because in a car, especially when I'm on the highway that I take a majority of the days, there are large semi-trucks on it. And in traffic, you can't see half a mile down the road when there's 3 semi-trucks in traffic.
But
So,
you see the kid? Can you see the kid in front of you when you're driving down the city street?
Yes, I can.
Good.
I mean, you literally can't, because they've done studies on that.
I don't, maybe I'm not going 50 miles an hour in it on a city street. I don't know if that was something.
We could probably make the argument.
Different city. In my
we
city,
could probably
they do
make the argument that Shaw is kind of an odd case here too. Like
I
the
don't
average
think he is.
person
I think
isn't
he's-
going to need a RAV4.
I think Shaw is an average person, and I don't think he likes him. I think the idea that, oh well, I'm a special case. Everyone says that. Everyone's a special case. Nobody's a special case. Shaw might not be able to deal with a Mitsubishi Mirage. That might be a little bit too small for him. But a station wagon could be fine. Like a Ford Taurus, but like the station wagon Taurus, or
A station wagon Ford Taurus.
like a Volvo, the classic. I don't know Volvo.
Yeah, no, I know it. I don't even know what the model names are, but I know exactly what you're
They're all
talking about.
numbers, but yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
that
but all right, I want to
classic
get something in. I think the 1997 Toyota Camry, right? It had a hatchback version, and I've always wanted to get it.
Volvo is, yeah. But I would say that is a station wagon, more than just a hatchback. That is a full-on station wagon. So you want a 1997 Toyota Camry station wagon.
Oh, because I thought it was cool.
Well, first of all, yeah, they're cool, but that's exactly what you need, right? Because that's got plenty of storage space, plenty of space for people. If you get the one that has the backward seats,
Cars and Bids has some great examples of the Toyota Camry station wagon. I need to get my hands on. They're selling them
There we
sub
go.
$4,000.
We got something out of this.
Oh yeah, that is. Holy crap! Yeah, get those.
Yo, we gotta get our hands on one of them.